Today we're talking about the Great Taking, a real urgent threat where central bankers can seize any asset tied to debt. David Webb, a financial insider, has revealed how easily banks can grab your home, car, or business if things go wrong, but you're not powerless. In this video, I'll show you 3 practical strategies to protect yourself. Hold physical gold and silver, own your property and business debt-free, and use private digital currency like Monero. Let's dive in. For thousands of years, gold and silver have stood the test of time as the ultimate forms of real tangible wealth. Unlike digital assets or paper money, these metals are physical, finite, and universally recognized. They're not just shiny objects, they're a store of value that civilizations have trusted through wars, depressions, and every kind of upheaval imaginable. Unlike paper currency, which governments can print in unlimited quantities, gold and silver can't be conjured out of thin air. Their scarcity is what gives them lasting value, especially when inflation erodes the purchasing power of fiat money. When you hold coins like Canadian maple leafs or American eagles in your hand, you're taking direct control of your wealth. There's no need to trust a bank, an app, or a third party. You become your own vault, your own bank, and your own insurance policy. Storing your metals in a bank might seem convenient, but it's risky. In times of crisis, banks can close their doors, freeze accounts, or even have your assets seized. History is full of examples where people lost access to their wealth overnight simply because it was locked away in a financial institution. That's why it's crucial to keep your bullion somewhere secure and private, ideally at home, in a hidden safe, or in a place only you and your trusted loved ones know about. This way, you're always in control, no matter what happens in the outside world. When it comes to choosing what to buy, stick to widely recognized coins like maple leafs, eagles, or Krugerrands. These coins are trusted worldwide, easy to trade, and simple to verify. Bars and jewelry might look appealing, but they're harder to authenticate and sell quickly if you ever need to. Physical bullion operates completely outside the digital financial system. There's no electronic trail, no risk of hacking, and no counterparty risk. Your coins are yours alone. No one can freeze, track, or confiscate them with the click of a button. Throughout history, whenever there's a crisis, whether it's hyperinflation, war, or a banking collapse, people instinctively turn to gold and silver. These metals become a lifeline, a form of insurance that holds value when everything else is falling apart. But you don't have to wait for a crisis to benefit. Even in stable times, gold and silver act as a shield against inflation, quietly preserving your purchasing power year after year. You don't need to be wealthy to get started. Begin with a single coin, maybe a silver maple leaf or a fractional gold eagle. Over time, add to your stack whenever you can. Consistency is more important than size. Every coin counts. Be creative with your storage. Hide your coins in places that blend in with your daily life, inside household objects, in a discreet safe, or even in multiple locations. The key is to keep your stash private and out of sight. Avoid the temptation to buy rare coins or collectibles. While they might look interesting, their value is often subjective and can fluctuate wildly. Stick with the basics: maple leafs, eagles, Krugerrands, coins that are recognized and trusted everywhere. Always buy from reputable dealers, do your homework, check reviews, and verify your coin's authenticity. A little diligence now can save you from costly mistakes later. Physical metals are your ticket to true financial independence. They're untraceable, unseizable, and immune to the whims of central banks or governments. When you own gold and silver, you own freedom. Even a small position in metals can make a huge difference if the world turns upside down. It's your safety net, your insurance policy, and your peace of mind all rolled into one. The most important thing is to start now and stay consistent. Every coin you add brings you one step closer to financial security and personal freedom. Take that first step today, and you'll be well on your way to outsmarting the Great Taking. One coin at a time. The second strategy is simple, but powerful. Own your home, your land, or your business outright, with no debt attached. This means you're not just living or working in a space, but you truly possess it, free from the claims of banks or lenders. In a world where financial systems can shift overnight, this kind of ownership is a fortress. When you finance your property, it might feel like it's yours, but in reality, the bank holds the keys. As long as there's a mortgage or loan, your home or business is collateral for someone else's security, not yours. If a crisis hits, Whether it's a personal setback or a global downturn, the bank can seize your property, regardless of how much you've already paid. All your hard work and investment can vanish with a single missed payment. That's why it's crucial to pay down your debts as quickly as possible. Every dollar you put toward your principal is a dollar that brings you closer to true security and independence. It's not just about reducing monthly payments, it's about reclaiming your future. If you're in the market for property or thinking about starting a business, make ownership your top priority. This might mean starting with a smaller home, a modest piece of land, or a leaner business operation. Sometimes, it means joining forces with others, trusted friends or family, to share the load and the rewards. Be wary of loans that require you to put up your assets as collateral. These agreements can seem like shortcuts to your dreams, but they often come with hidden risks that can threaten everything you've built. When you own your land, your equipment, or your workspace outright, you're the one in control. No bank can dictate your next move, and no lender can pull the rug out from under you. The old wisdom that good debt is a tool for building wealth doesn't always hold up, especially when the financial system itself is unstable. In uncertain times, debt becomes a vulnerability, not an asset. If you're already deep in debt, don't panic. Start exactly where you are. Make a realistic plan to pay down what you owe, even if it means making tough choices like downsizing your home or cutting back on expenses. Every extra dollar you put toward your liabilities is a step toward freedom. Even if you're renting, you can still protect yourself. Build up your savings, avoid taking on unnecessary debt, and keep your financial commitments manageable. The goal is to stay flexible and resilient, no matter what your living situation is. Consider creative solutions, like teaming up with trusted friends or family to co-own property or businesses. Shared ownership can make debt-free living more achievable, and it spreads the risk among people you trust. Once you've achieved ownership, protect it. Keep your deeds, titles, and ownership documents in a secure, accessible place. These papers are proof of your independence and your claim to what you've worked for. Debt-free ownership isn't just about financial security, it's about peace of mind. You can weather storms, adapt to change, and make decisions from a place of strength, not fear. Don't be tempted to upgrade your lifestyle just because you qualify for a bigger loan. More debt means more risk, and, in uncertain times, risk is the last thing you want. There's no shame in living below your means. In fact, staying humble and debt-free puts you ahead of the game, no matter what the world throws your way. If you want to outsmart the great taking, focus on owning your assets outright. It's a strategy that works in good times and bad. It may not be flashy or glamorous, but debt-free ownership is the foundation of lasting security. It's the bedrock that can't be shaken by market crashes or banking crises. Remember, the banks can't take what they don't control. When you own your property outright, you hold the power. That's your second line of defense. True ownership, real security, and the freedom to chart your own course, no matter what comes next. Now, let's talk about private digital currency, specifically Monero. In a world where every click, purchase, and transfer is tracked, privacy is becoming a rare commodity. Monero stands out as a digital currency designed from the ground up to protect your financial privacy, giving you the freedom to transact without leaving a trace. Unlike Bitcoin, Monero is built for privacy. While Bitcoin transactions are recorded on a public ledger for anyone to see, Monero uses advanced cryptography to keep your activity hidden. This means your financial life stays your business, not the world's. Every transaction is hidden by default: amounts, addresses, everything. Monero uses stealth addresses, ring signatures, and confidential transactions to make sure no one can link your identity to your money. Even if someone is watching the blockchain, they can't see who sent what or how much was sent. That means no one can track your money. Not banks, not governments. Your financial footprint is erased, giving you peace of mind in an age of constant surveillance. Whether you're sending money to family or making a private purchase, Monero keeps your transactions invisible. Most digital assets aren't truly yours. Monero is a true bearer instrument. If you hold it, you own it. There's no middleman, no approval needed, and no risk of your funds being frozen by a third party. It's as close as you can get to digital cash. Monero is decentralized, open source, and run by a global community. No CEO, no central office to shut down. Anyone can contribute to its code, and its development is transparent and community-driven. This makes Monero resilient against censorship and government crackdowns. If you're worried about asset seizures or surveillance, Monero is your digital escape hatch. In countries where financial repression is common, or where people fear their assets could be confiscated, Monero offers a way to protect your wealth and your privacy. Getting started is simple. Download a wallet, buy a small amount, and learn to store your backup securely. There are user-friendly apps for every device, and plenty of guides to help you along the way. You don't need to be a tech expert to use Monero safely. Don't leave your Monero on an exchange. Withdraw it to your own wallet and back up your keys. This way, you're in full control and your funds can't be frozen or seized by anyone. Remember, not your keys, not your coins. Monero isn't just for techies. Regular people use it for everyday transactions and savings. Whether you're buying coffee, saving for the future, or sending money abroad, Monero makes private payments accessible to everyone. Privacy is your right, and Monero makes it accessible. In a world where data is constantly harvested and sold, protecting your financial privacy is a form of self-defense. Monero empowers you to take back control. Regulation concerns? Privacy is not a crime. It's the foundation of freedom. Throughout history, privacy has been essential for free societies. Monero simply brings that principle into the digital age, giving you the tools to protect yourself. Start small, make a practice transaction, and get comfortable with the process. Experiment with sending and receiving Monero and see how easy it is to use. The more you practice, the more confident you'll become. Monero is the digital equivalent of cash, unseizable, uncensorable, and under your control. No one can take it from you, block your transactions, or tell you how to spend your money. It's not a magic bullet, but it's a powerful tool in your arsenal. Combined with other privacy strategies, Monero can help you build a more resilient financial life. If you want to outsmart the great taking, don't overlook private digital currency. It's a practical, proven way to protect your assets and your freedom in an uncertain world. The future of financial freedom is here for anyone willing to take the first step. Monero puts the power back in your hands. No permission required. That's your third strategy. To wrap up, don't get overwhelmed. Start with simple steps. Build habits now. Collect non-perishable food. Save real copper pennies or pre-1965 silver coins. Preparation beats panic every time. The world is changing fast. Those who act early are always better off. Take control, keep learning, and move forward. Use these strategies, physical metals, debt-free ownership, and private digital currency to protect yourself and your family. Stay smart, stay free, and I'll see you in the next one.